Right, well, here we are. Today we're going to do our third Amazon M-Turk experiment by simplifying log to the base 1/5 of 125. So what this one is asking us is how many times you're multiplying 1/5 by itself in order to get 125. Now, obviously, we can't do it a positive amount of times because 1/5 times 1/5 would be 1/25, so it just keeps on getting smaller. So there's something else we have to do. What I like to do is always start as an equation, so we can go and say y is equal to log to the base 1 over 5 of 125. So then we know that we can basically say the exact same thing by saying that 1/5 to the power of y is equal to 125. Now comes a little bit of, shall we say, being a little tricky. What we need to do is find a way of making this thing divisible by 100, or making 125 divisible by 1/5 in some weird way that it actually starts multiplying up to it. And we know that 125 is divisible by 5. So we have a 5 somewhere in here, so the question is, how do we get that into the numerator? We do it pretty simply by knowing what an inverse is. An inverse is just what happens when you take 1 over 5 and you flip it, and then you change the exponent. So what you're going to do is you basically say 5 to the power of negative 1 to the power of y is equal to 125. And just by knowing some basic multiplication tables, we don't have to go into the basic arithmetic about it, we know that 5 times 5 is 25, times another 5 is 125. So that would be 5 to the power of 3. So we'll just go and say 5 to the power of 3. And then we can know that if we take the logarithm of both sides, we wind up getting negative 1 times y is equal to 3. So of course we can save that and say y is equal to negative 3. And then we can of course just plug it right back into our regular equation by saying that log to the base 1/5 of 125 is equal to negative 3. Once again, a recap about how this works is that we need to find a way of multiplying 5 into 125, but since we have 1/5, we just need to flip the fraction around. I think this is actually a very nice, easy, concrete way of visualizing this. There was a little bit more abstract way of doing it in one of the previous ones, which is also on my channel if you're interested in seeing it. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of the day. I certainly know I will. I'm enjoying making these videos.